You have probably seen the tweets. Launch on Product Hunt, 10k MMR in 90 days, life is good. And sure, it's inspiring. Remote work, passive income, creative freedom. It all sounds amazing. But here's what you don't see. Most SaaS projects don't even get their first 10 paying users. And if they do, retaining them is a whole different challenge. Why? Because building something is easy now. Anyone can do it. But making people care? That's where the real work starts. SaaS is not about being first to market. It's about being the first to understand your users better than anyone else. Hey, I'm Gobi, and over the past 5 years, I've built multiple SaaS products. From resume builders to productivity apps, and now riding on the AI wave and building AI headshots, and recently YouTube thumbnails. With 7to-dos, the productivity tool I built, I tried to do everything right. I talked to people, I ran interviews, I posted questions on Reddit and Twitter, stuff like, what's the most annoying part about your current workflow? I got answers, and some were even helpful, so I built a productivity tool around it. I shipped fast, clean UI, had all the core features. People liked it. I got a lot of early users using the product and even paying for it. But no one really needed it. What I mean by that is, people like using it, but they didn't want to pay. Not the monthly subscription at least. Productivity apps have a lot of competition, so people are used to not paying for them to use them. Me as an indie maker, of course, I need to make money to keep the product alive. I am not a VC-backed company, so I don't have any funding to live off, which means the product I'm building has to make money for me to keep working on it. That's when I realized just talking to people isn't enough. You have to build something that solves a problem they can actually feel. And to be honest, a productivity app is just something nice to have. For example, it's not really helping me to get more clients. It's not helping me to reduce time for certain tasks like cold outreaches or a tool which helps me to build YouTube thumbnails. I think you know the quote, be a painkiller, not a vitamin. With 7to-dos, I thought I had something useful. But in hindsight, it was more of a vitamin than a painkiller. People liked it, but no one really needed it. And that makes all the difference. So after I have built 7to-dos, I kind of learned that yes, I have to talk to people, but I have to listen for pain points. And I shouldn't assume that just because it is useful, they will also pay for it. We are building software, and what we want to do is remove friction from their life. Quick shout out to today's sponsor, Cloudways, the hosting platform that I'm currently using to host my application Premiere. The cool thing about Cloudways is you get the flexibility of a cloud hosting provider, but without the headaches of DevOps. So I can just SSH into my server and upload my project manually. So you can see I've already created my server here, and all I really have to do now is go to my project Premiere and run npm run build. Now we have built our project, and all we really have to do now is run this one command. This will push everything we have in our dist folder to Cloudways. To get your password, we can go to our server, and under master credentials, we can use our password, enter it in here, and then we will start to upload our project. And once it's done, we can go back to our server, click on restart. And once the server has restarted, we can go to applications and then click on the button here to see Premiere running on Cloudways. And yeah, if you're building anything with Vue or React, you can use Cloudways to host your project online. I've added the link in the description below if you want to check out Cloudways and support the channel. This is the part I skipped in my first SaaS attempts. I just built, launched it, and then asked myself, wait, how much should I actually charge? I didn't know. I had no clue what the customer was worth, how long they stayed, or if my pricing even made sense. And eventually I ran some numbers. So let's assume I spend $300 on Facebook ads and get 10 paying users. That means every customer has cost me now $30. But if they're only sticking around for 3 months at a $9 per month product, it pretty much means I am losing $3 per user. These are numbers I never really checked. I got a customer and was happy that someone paid me to use my product. But at the end, I was losing money. So if I spend $30 to get the customer, but the customer only pays $27 to use my product, I'm not really running a business, I'm just slowly losing money. That's when I started tracking everything properly. I use Plausible for lightweight analytics, I check Lemon Squeezy for the lifetime value I get per customer, and of course I try to figure out why people only stay a couple of months. And for the latest products, I want to improve the user retention. I want to record Loom videos for onboarding new users, and I also want to have a very simple way for users to leave feedback. I basically have this feedback button on every page now on Frameio, that hopefully people will just reach out to me when they have any kind of problem. I pretty much underpriced 7 to-dos, and it didn't really help. It just made it feel cheap. Being a solo founder is super exciting. For like the first one. You can build fast, make changes instantly, and you have full creative freedom. But then I also realized I'm the one writing onboarding emails, I'm also the one answering every support ticket, and I'm the one fixing bugs at midnight because no one else will. At one point I had like 20 browser tabs open with Cursor, Intercom, Stripe, Twitter, Figma, Notion, and somehow I still feel left behind. Don't get me wrong, I love to be a solo founder, I love the freedom I have and the creativity I can put into my products. But scaling a solo business is really hard. But over the years I've built a little system that helps me to stay on top of it. For example, with Resume Photo I got a lot of emails where people were unhappy with their headshots. And really most of the time it was because they have uploaded bad images. Like really bad images. So now I've built in a scoring system to quickly show them, hey, these images are pretty bad, please use better ones. And once they got their email and they are still unhappy, they can fill out a form and at the end they can try the service again with new images. This has actually reduced the amount of emails I got by like 90%, I think. What I didn't expect is that the best feedback came from users who really never reached out to me. They really just kept paying, and that is probably the best sign for a good product. I used to chase likes, tweets, and traffic spikes, but what really mattered was the people quietly logging in week after week. I want to set time aside once a month to check in with long-term users, just to figure out like what's missing and what new features we could build into the product. Pretty much like a monthly check-in. I think this will be pretty helpful in the long run. And really the best marketing is when a happy user shares your product with a friend. I have messed up pricing, onboarding, marketing, you name it. But every time I've learned something that actually brought me closer to something that works. And now I'm finally doing what I should have done way earlier. I'm running ads for my headshot service to see what it actually costs for me to get customers. It's one thing to talk about customer acquisition costs, but it's another thing to see your own budget disappear while chasing results. So in the next video, I want to break down exactly how I'm testing paid acquisition. That's it from my side. See you in the next one. Bye.